Welcome back, folks. In today's video, we're going to be going over the new quest line that dropped with the little event for the mushrooms. I think it's called the Mushroom Harvest. There is a quest line associated with it. It's not too long. There's only one part that's semi-irritating. But that's what we're going to be doing today. So without further ado, let's get right into it. When you log in the game for the Mushroom Harvest, you have these that you can do now for season points and also mushrooms, which you can spend in the shop right here. But to start the quest line, you need to build up at least 3,000 psi. You don't have to die. I'm probably going to just because I don't want to run back. But I'm going to run over to where the Stillwater portal is. And I will see you guys here in a second. All right, we're over here where I'm going to die. Doesn't matter where you go as long as you can build up psi. Boom, there we go. I'm going to fucking die now. But you get this pop-up over here. This is a bunch of gibberish. And I'll see you guys back at the base in a second. And it continues to pop up for quite some time. Oh my god. I didn't remember it popping up quite this much. There we go. It finally gets done spamming all this shit. And you get a new quest called Apocalypse Not Today. And it's just a bunch of bullshit. We go talk to the merchant. I encountered a glitch. The Lord didn't give me great skills in this area, but I can figure something out. Show me what the issue is. They left the F off the... There's no F on the front of his name here. Apparently, Author Simon scrutinizes the messages you forwarded. Looks like a unique encoding, either a cipher or heretics trying to mislead us. Need some time to sort it out. A lot of time? Who knows, all in good time. But you're the first one to come with such a task. There were a few other brethren, but they decided not to wait for the results and left. And I had other things to worry about anyway. Can you tell me their names? Let me see. No, I don't know. There are many brethren, and even more work. And every last one of them walks around in a mask. You can't remember everyone by their voice. You know what? I think those brethren went to see Lazarus. They were planning to have a drink. Maybe he'll remember them. Meanwhile, I'll try to figure out the messages. That ends Anomalous Encounters of the Second Kind, and we get another conversation. So we run over to the supplier. I'm looking for a few brothers who recently got drinks from you. No easier questions? My whole covenant takes communion when there's no fast. Haven't announced that in a while, by the way. They might have been talking about strange messages. A lot of people have been talking about strange things lately. They say God's wrath has reached its limits. And soon we'll be judged for our deeds, as punishment for the brethren not listening to us when the military occupied the north. But, and don't tell anyone, okay? I'm hoping it'll all blow over. I wouldn't mind living a little longer. How does this wrath manifest? Anomalous activity seems to be on the rise. The brethren stumble upon places where strange things happen, and sometimes they run into strange people at night. I've heard about the messages too. They say some kind of demonic script appears. Could be a glitch, or a warning of things to come. Any more details? My memory for this kind of thing isn't great. I only just learned the commandments. How am I supposed to remember scary omens on top of that? Ask around among the brethren. You might stumble upon some details. And that ends another conversation, and we get what stalkers talk about. And for this one, we're just running around. There's a couple people you can actually talk to about rumors, and you just have to exhaust the dialogue. Eventually, they'll tell you, I don't have anything else to tell you. Can't tell you anything new. There's another one here. Is it the same with all factions? I honestly don't know. I would assume so, for the most part. Can't tell me anything new. Okay, and the other one's sitting upstairs right here, directly above where everything happens downstairs, like all the vendors. And I've exhausted his dialogue, and all of their dialogue is, I read it all earlier. It's not really worth reading all of on stream. You can read it yourself. It's just flavor text. There's nothing that you can go and actually find. But once you've exhausted all the dialogue, that ends what stalkers talk about, and you get Nut Job Society. And now we have to go back and talk to the mechanic again, which is Author Simon, apparently, since they didn't put the F in there. I found out something about the PDA glitches. The Lord favors you more than me. Can't get anywhere with the decoding. What have you learned, brother? The error occurred with 4 brothers. After that, they started getting paranoid, went crazy, and disappeared. Madness is sent by God as a trial or a punishment. Are you certain it's connected to the malfunctions? Although the coincidence is a strange one. The brethren must be found. It's unlikely they're alive, but even the dead have much to tell. If only we knew where to look for them. Father Simon thinks hard. If the brethren have died, their PDAs will have lost their charge. I don't know how to track such things, but we can try to send a high-frequency base signal, which the communication circuit board will respond to. How do we do that? Like everything else in the world, through suffering. There are a few communication towers that are still operational. You find a router on one, push the round button on the side, and the signal will start transmitting. If the PDAs we're looking for are in the vicinity, of course, you'll have very little time to catch it and trace the source. If the transmission stops, you have to start over. And keep at it until you find what you're looking for. Will you do it? This is no simple task. Brother, you don't want to go mad looking for those poor souls, do you? It's better to understand what's happening than to wander blindly in the dark, hoping for the shepherd's mercy. In any case, I've sent you the location of the tower coordinates. And the response settings as well. I'll pray for your success. That ends Nutjob Society, and we get Catch the Signal if you can, which we are going to Dead City. You can go to Inflow. I had 0 luck in Inflow. And it may have been because so many people were there immediately after the servers were up earlier. But I would recommend just going to either Graveyard if you're a stalker or Dead City if you're a bandit. And before you leave, you're going to want to gather some things because you will need them later on. If you have them, which most people are not going to because you don't keep this shit. 4 Sinisters or Simisters. You need 4 of these, which you can get these pretty easily from later on in the quest, or you have to do a bunch of metal detecting, so you're going to need them anyway. You'll need 3 failsafes, 2 solenoids. The thing you're going to want to have that I'm going to buy from the dealer is copper wire. You can get it while you're down there, but it's a pain in the ass. So I'm going to find the dealer here. You need 60 copper wire total, which is pretty fucking cheap. Now, if you're on a very populated server, you might not want to fucking do this, because if you die with this, you've lost the 60 copper wire. And we're heading down to the Dead City, so I will see you guys once we get there. All right. Once you make it to the Dead City, there's going to be an activate communication tower waypoint here. It's on top of where this zombie nest usually is. All you're doing, you come up here, pop the signal activator, and you see a countdown for 2 minutes. What you're going to want to do is scan, and you're looking for a signal that does not have a time limit. And since they took away our quick scans, you got to sit here the full time. So, yay. This one should be it. There's no time limit on the actual searching for signal. So we're going to run this way because the actual signal should be way over here, just to the south of that building. I can't believe I got that the first time. It took me a few of them earlier. Oh, God. Anyway, once you make it over to here, you should get the update on the quest. It's called Examine the Area. You're coming down the cellar here, going inside. And there's nothing that I could find to do in here aside from come all the way over here and go to this body. And now you have an updated quest that says everything happens to you, examine the body. The body hangs limply in the noose. The smell coming from it makes it obvious the missing person you were looking for has been dead for a long time. You approach the deceased, but as soon as you touch the body, you hear quiet footsteps behind you. Turn around, and there's a very angry duty man named Obel, I guess. Stop and stay calm. The stranger trained his gun on you. It's clear he's itching to shoot you, but for some reason he doesn't. Don't touch your weapon. Hands up, stay out of your pockets, and shut up until I ask you something. And you can do a few things here. I'm just going to raise my hands, because I honestly don't know what happens if you do the other ones. I don't want to die right here. You raise your hands carefully, try not to provoke the stranger. Now answer me, what the hell are you doing here? And don't think about bullshitting me. I can smell your lies from a mile away. I'm going to tell him I was looking for one of our guys, found him here in a noose, trying to figure out who killed him. So you're telling me you're clueless about the messages. Yeah, right, stop playing dumb or I'll tear you a new one. I'm going to tell him I received a strange message. I found out they drive people mad. I'm looking for the previous victims. I'm trying to figure things out. The mercenary slightly loosens his grip on his weapon. It seems we're here for the same reason. I'm gonna say let's exchange information. It could help us both. He finally lowers his weapons, or maybe you can call me Obel. I'm also investigating the deaths of our faction members after these strange signals. Any progress? As soon as I was assigned to this, I started observing those who got the glitch. I noticed they get paranoid, always saying someone's watching them. Some of them bolt right away, others try to lie low at the base, but that only makes it worse for them. They end up taking off too. I figured that out too. The main question is why. Hell if I know. I think they may be being blackmailed, or some maniac has showed up in the zone. I came here because the last one who went missing was in secret contact with our faction. Figured it might be your doing. So you decided I was the killer. Exactly. And there's another victim. Although, since you also got this glitch, there's a chance that soon you'll follow in their footsteps, and we can use you to track our maniac. I have a better idea. Not just track him, but lead him into a trap. He's supposed to come after me, right? Let's set up an ambush. I have a suitable place in mind. It's crawling with mutants, but I'll take care of clearing the way. We'll need a trap of some kind. Oh, we need a trap in some kind of cage for our prisoner, but that's on you. Only to be honest, I'm not sure a human being is behind all this. There are too many strange things going on. Maybe it's a mutant. Maybe some other creature. So what are you suggesting? There's a hunter who often hangs out in the bar. He's experienced. He's caught a lot of mutants, and not just mutants. They call him the Wolfhound. Talk to him. He'll have something for you. And don't be surprised. They say he's a bit odd. Roger that. Last question. Why so serious? You look like a brethren at prayer. Of all the partners to be stuck with, listen, I'm already forcing myself to work with a man who has no concept of discipline and who drones on about suffering 40 times a day. Don't test my patience. Now get going. I'll contact you when the ambush site is ready. That ends. Everything happens to you, and you get peculiarities of the Anomalous hunt. It's all right. The suffering will cleanse your soul at least a little. And we're done down here. We have to run all the way back to the bar now. So once I make it all the way back there, I will see you guys shortly. All right, we're back at the bar. Wolfhound is going to be just to the south of the auctioneer here. Well, what do we have here? A ghost hunter or just another suicide case? He thoughtfully taps his finger on the table. Although in the zone, they're basically synonyms. You say that as if you were expecting me. I have one rule. Leave when I'm not needed and appear when I am. The main question is, what do you need from me? I'm preparing an ambush for someone. I was told you're an expert in traps. I could use some advice. Someone? Don't you understand what kind of creature you're trying to capture? Then again, it doesn't matter. The main question is, do you know how this beast thinks? How it hunts? What makes it tick? Not really, but I need a basic solution. It's hard to say anything without knowing its habits, but if you want a one-size-fits-all solution, go with electricity. Almost anything with a nervous system isn't a fan of that. Even people, especially people. Don't overdo it. Corpses don't talk, most of the time. What about a cage to hold it if I catch it? If you doubt your own strength, yet you seek to contain the unknown. Remember, the best cage is your hunting skill. You also need a strong alloy, welding, and some handy guys. Go see the diggers. They haul all sorts of junk, but sometimes they find good metal. And they're good with their hands, especially a guy called Dowell. That ends Peculiarities of the Anomalous hunt, and you get Useless Junk Digger Road. And now we have to go all the way down to the frickin' Agriprom complex to the digger hut. So I'll see you guys after we run all the way down there. All right, once you make it down to the digger base, you're going to be going upstairs here, climbing up the ladder. And we're talking to Dowell over here. Hey there, if you're here to buy or sell, that's not me. You need Junkman. I'm actually here for advice. I was told you're good with your hands. That's right, I spent my whole childhood with my old man, either in a garage or at a construction site. So what do you need? I need an electric trap with a sturdy cage. For this kind of thing, you have to dig up parts to order. For the trap, you'll need battery, cymester, fuse, and a solenoid. I have the rest. For the cage, you'll need a bunch of scrap metal and grab some wire. That'll help. Will it take long to find all that? We'll see how it goes, but you'll get tired of waiting for a custom order. Oh, I can mark the places on your map for you where you can find all this stuff. Once you find them, bring them to me and we'll begin tinkering. Man, I've missed this kind of work. I really have. Seriously, I lucked out with you. Yeah, even I'm shocked by my own kindness. But I got this urge to build your trap. It's an interesting task. Just don't smash the battery on your way. They're old, held together with spit and glue. Damage it even a little and it'll be easier to find a new one than to fix it. That ends Useless Junk Digger Road, and we get 2 quests. How the Steel was Unearthed and Scrap Iron Man. That's why we brought the 60 wire with us, because you can find it here, but depending on the server you're on, it may be quite the task to find any, with other people also searching. All right, on top of the copper wire that you could bring with you or farm while you're down here, you're going to need 100 crowbars, which is just metal that is for the quest only. And also for the other quest, this is where you need the 4 cymesters, the fail-safes, the solenoids, and an old battery. You're going to find way more old batteries than you fucking need. Only pick up 1, because if you make the mistake of picking up more than 1, they weigh 30 kilos apiece. Here's one right here. They weigh 30 kilograms a piece, and you can't drop them. So pick up one of them only. Here's what the crowbar looks like. And you're going to need 90 of those. I'm already overweight, which is just fucking dandy. We may have to do on this guy, because I don't have good artifacts and I don't have a lot of carry weight. We may have to do the first part here and then go get the other parts. Honestly, if you wanted to, you could not pick up any batteries at all until you're done with the other part of the quest where you need 100 crowbars, because I'm at 30 right now. You only get, I think, 10 a pop. And if you do fuck up and pick up more than one battery, you can sell them, the extra ones, back to Junkman, but it's really not worth it because you only get 1,000 rubles per. But there is a way to get rid of them, but you have to waddle all the way back and sell them to him. Which I'm already waddling around just trying to get the last little bit of these crowbars. And you can get the crowbars from the other places as well, because there's 3 things. There's actual copper wire and the other things you're going to need here. They also spawn here, and they spawn right here for sure. There may be other spots as well, but those are the 3 places I know you can find copper wire and the fail safes and all the other things you need. But we got to get rid of this battery before we can wander over there. We need 2 more stashes of crowbar, and then we'll be good. Please be not a battery. Nice. Okay. We're heading back. We're going to have to turn this one in. If you have enough carry weight, or enough carry weight arties, you can probably do all these at once. This little fella does not. My 600-pound life episode, 100%. What does this quest give you? Eventually, it gives you unique camos for your armor / guns, and some season points and such. Oh yes, and the spare parts and tools and such. So once you're back at the digger base turning in the quest, we're only turning in 1 right now, but you're going back to Dowell again. I'm going to tell him, look what I brought you for the cage. Good steal. That's good. Just wait a minute and you'll have your cage. You watch a long time as Dowell fastens the bars, picks out screws, and welds sheets of metals. Don't distract him. Gradually, his work starts to go downhill. He swears more and more often, and eventually he throws down his tool and turns to you. Man, this is a hell of a lot of work, that's for sure. I can't handle it alone. How about this? You go about your business. I'll let the guys finish the cage, and they'll bring it to you wherever you need it. Deal? A surprisingly generous offer. I'm starting to regret it myself, but I promised I'd make the cage, and my word is my bond. Besides, you won't be able to haul this junk back by yourself anyway, so I'd have to send my guys either way. And I got a little carried away. You brought a ton of stuff, so we ended up with a surplus of parts. Do you need them, or will you sell them to me? Now, if you say I need them, you just get some crafting mats for your hideout. Not something to place in your hideout, but the actual crafting mats. Otherwise, I think he just gives you rubles for them. These are bind on pickup, so you can't sell them once you get them. But I'm going to click this just to show you what you get. You're going to get 2 control boards and 2 microelectronics, which the control boards are not super common. I think I've found some of these before. And he says, all right, let me know where to deliver the cage. We'll sort it out soon. And that ends Scrap Iron Man. Now you can go and finish the other one if you don't have enough carry weight to do so, like me. So I'm going to run over to where I know copper spawns, which is all the way over there in this area and this area, and we'll see what we can get. Now, if you're not on a server that has a fuckload of people in this area at the time, you can loot some of the things from random boxes. Like this one has 2 failsafes in it. You don't need those, but I'm going to pick them up anyway. This one has 3 Psymisters. You don't even need to actually scan for those now. More failsafes. And sometimes you can find solenoids as well. But if you can't find the solenoids or the other things from looting crates, because a lot of these were empty when I got here. So I think somebody was looting to sell, because solenoids on EU were going for 100k a piece earlier. And I'm assuming it's because they are kind of rare. Much rarer than the other items you need. Guys in the floor. I'm overweight again already. Here's more fail safes. Resonators that we don't need, but we're going to pick them up anyway. We're just running around now trying to find more metal detecting caches and boxes if we can find them. Because on my other character, I found 6 resonators or 6 solenoids in random boxes. I didn't have to find any from actually metal detecting, which was nice. And then I sold the excess ones because I was like, oh, I'll just get the other ones on my other guy. I'll just actually go get them. I wish I'd not done that now. More Simisters. I'm finding everything except for failsafes now. Or not failsafes, solenoids. Was finding 6 million of them earlier. Now they are the rarest thing in the world. There's honestly not even a lot of metal detecting caches over here. Everything except for the solenoid. I understand why they were 100k now. Because there's a ton of empty crates that have nothing in them, but there's other crates that do have stuff in them. So I'm pretty sure somebody's got like a little low-level alt and they're just... Oh, there we go, finally. Finally found some solenoids, so we're done. Now we're running all the way back to the digger base, and I'll see you guys here in a second. All right, so we're back at the base. We're going to go talk to Homeboy again up top. Get rid of this 30-kilogram battery. Well, ready to make my day with some work? You bet. Look at all the stuff I brought for the trap. Attaboy, we can make a pretty good trap out of this. Then again, maybe not. Depends on how you're going to help me. You think I'd do all this work for you? Not a chance, brother. Listen carefully what needs to be done so you don't mess it up. I'm all ears. First, take the battery. See those 2 terminals? Positive and negative. You run the positive wire to the fuse. That's to make sure you don't get zapped yourself. Then set the wattage. Just don't overdo it. To the fuse, you connect the Simister via an input contact. Then what? We'll run the wires from the Simister to the metal plates. That'll be our trap. When the target steps on them, the electrical current will flow through them, and from there, connect it to the solenoid, but without installation. Otherwise, it'll short circuit and create an electrical field for a second, like a discharge. You got that? And that ends how the steel was unearthed, and we get full metal trap. Now we have to click on this parts right in front of him here. All the necessary parts are laid out in front of you. Dow is already tinkering with them, connecting and switching things. Time to do your part of the work. And now we need to connect positive wires to the fuse. The fuse is blinking and everything is working. Time to choose what voltage to set. This one is 150. You're sure you've chosen the right voltage? Not too low to be ineffective, but not high enough to kill the creature. Now to remember what's next. Now we're going to connect the Simister via the input contact to the fuse you connect. So the fuse to the Simister. You connect the relay and run the wires from it to the metal plates Dow prepared. You need to arrange them on a trap as effectively as possible. And this one's going to be a 10 centimeter gap. The distance is perfect for a shock. One last step remains to generate the electric field. I want to say this one was the solenoid directly. He inspects the trap critically. Looks pretty good. It should pack a punch that your victim won't soon forget if there's anything left to remember. And that ends full metal trap. We get the actual trap, and we get the quest, the Taming of the Scoundrel. Couldn't have done it without you. And we just got a message from Obol saying, I finished off the mutants. Come to the location. And thankfully, we get to run all the way back to the Temple Swamps. So I'm going to run all the way up there, and I will see you guys here shortly. All right. Once you make it up here to the secret facility, which is going to be to the northwest of the Covenant Abode, You're just going to the door here, clicking on it. Everything's going to be red. I don't think there's anything to loot in here. I don't remember seeing anything when I did it earlier. But you're coming back here to talk to Obel. Obel stands with his weapon at the ready. Thankfully, it's not pointed at you. Finally, how's it going? I talked to the hunter. We made a trap and the cage. All right, so where are they? Out of the corner of your eye, you catch movement behind you, but when you whirl around, there's no one there. Obel nods and sounds sympathetic. I feel uneasy too. I keep seeing weird stuff. I just hope it doesn't attack. The diggers will bring the cage, and I have the trap. As soon as you start talking, you hear a strange sound somewhere to the side, but as soon as you stop, it instantly cuts off a high-pitched screeching note. So we'll wait for the diggers? Yeah. Obel shivers. You look around trying to find the source of the unsettling feeling. Right, left, right again. A blurry but definitely human figure stands motionless in the far corner. You blink and the figure disappears. What's up? Same old thing. Glitches. Hey, maybe we should set the trap up while we wait, just in case. Come on, I'm gonna go crazy otherwise. Just waiting around like this doing nothing, that's the hardest part. You set the trap right at the entrance and camouflage it as best you can. Obel covers you, aiming his weapon at every rustle. Done. Damn it, more waiting. The strange sounds grow louder, spreading to come at all sides at once. Suddenly a deadly silence falls, heavy and oppressive, and it's broken by a gunshot. Someone was there, I'm sure of it, at the entrance. Turn around. You turn around and just then the trap goes off. You're nearly blinded by a bright electrical discharge, but after blinking a few times, you see a body lying at the entrance. Obel's already standing next to him, and that ends the taming of the scoundrel, and you get the quest Alien. And you say check body. Now you got to run back over here at the entrance. And there's an unknown person and Obel. So we're just going to talk to the unknown person real fast. Before you is the body, twitching slightly after the electrical shock. He won't be stunned for long, so you tie him up. You tie up the prisoner and sit him down with his back against the wall. He's slowly starting to come to. A fitting setting for an interrogation. That's how we begin. Obel nods and tells him to get up. Answer our questions, and it's in your best interest to make sure we're satisfied with the answers. The prisoner shakes his head, a painful spasm coursing through his body. I am a persecutor, one of the witnesses of decay. The caretaker watches over us. He watches and sees. He knows the truth about the eruptions and about the decay. Heretic, only the Lord knows the truth. Heretic. Heresy is only possible when you both believe in the same God, but in different ways. But I don't believe, I know. The caretaker showed the essence of the decay. We follow him because he wants to save us, and you. And those like you. You can be saved too, but not all of you. You're mired in ignorance. Your memory is full of garbage. Why are you killing people all over the zone? Killing. You don't know what death is, do you? You don't understand. Truth eludes you as an observer because memory is multidimensional. We find the chosen ones, like you, whose will has been distorted by false memories. We provide a trial that will reveal the essence of and cleanse one's being of parasitic data. After the trial has failed, liberation follows. The fewer anchors and baggage we have, the more strength we have for salvation. Nonsense. Obel, you got anything to ask? Obel cracks his knuckles. Listen carefully, you scumbag. A dozen fighters from my faction went missing. Where are they? What did you do with them? Answer me or I'll start cutting you up piece by piece. I'm going to tell him fair. That's unknown to me. I was not the one who tested them. But a few neophytes have joined us. Fewer than we'd like. I suppose some of your people might have failed the trial and liberated their memory for those who need it more. Listen carefully. I don't give a damn about your ravings. One of my missing people is a man with a long, jagged wound on his right arm. Have you seen him and what did you do to him? If you wish to attain the truth, let your friends undergo the trial that awaits him. The gift of knowledge is available only to him. He alone is permitted to touch the knowledge. He has been given a chance to do so. Here we go. If you and your fucking whatever you call yourself, if you've touched a single hair on his head, I'll hunt down every last one of you. I'll burn you alive in a lighter and then scatter your ashes through blenders until there's not even a memory of you left. Obel whips out a knife and stabs it into the prisoner's thigh. Answer me, asshole. What did you do with our guys? What did you do with my friend? Is that so? The prisoner lets out a pained groan. I don't know. The trial will lead your friend to the truth. There he will get everything. I'll tell you what must be resolved to get closer. I'll give you the coordinates, but the riddle is different for everyone. That's what the caretaker commanded. I don't know the solution. We have no choice. Tell us your riddle. You out of your mind? Is that it? You're losing your marbles? What's with the fucking riddles? And you can tell him one of three things here. I'm going to tell him, calm down. We won't learn anything this way. We have to play along. Oh, so that's it. Play along, huh? This bastard's messing with our minds, and you've decided to play along with him. I'm going to go get some air while this theater of the absurd plays out. Tell me about the trial. You must merge your mind with the zone, exposing your neurons to hypertrophic destruction, and liberate the memories of those who live among the anomalies. Remember, nothing is faster than a thought, and your actions must be as swift as a memory, flashing through neurons. This is how the path of witnesses of decay will open to you. Do not let your mind heal the wound, for the path opens in madness and closes in lies. Oh, is that all? Just have to solve a madman's ravings? You hear a message come through your PDA. Those are the coordinates, an area, a location. The caretaker is watching. He knows the missions is more important, but our lives, yours included, are just as valuable. I'll handle the riddle, you stay here. You hear a click behind you and turn around instinctively. Obel is standing behind you with his gun aimed at the prisoner's head. Debate's over, you son of a bitch. And you can tell him two things here. You can tell him no, or you could tell him he's all yours. Now, I, in the last one, told him no. I don't know if it changes anything. We're going to go the other way this time. He's all yours. A gunshot rings out. Red splatter stains the wall as the prisoner is leaning against. His lifeless body slumps to the floor. I'm telling him it's done. Now I need to focus on the trial. Fine, handle it. And you better make sure this actually works. I've had enough of this nonsense, and you playing along with this. Persecutor is making me serious question your role in all this. And I'm going to tell him, this is all new to me. I hadn't seen this one before, so I'm going to tell him my role is the same as yours. I want to get to the bottom of this and put an end to it. Play along with the deranged psychopath? What if he's leading you to a trap? What if he made it all up? We're wasting our time on pointless interrogation, and you're actually choosing to believe him. We don't have any other leads. Let me do my job, you do yours. Fine. You got the damn riddle. Solve it and find out where the scum is hiding. In the meantime, I'll go back to my faction and tell them what I found. I'll ask them to assign me a couple of squads and explain the whole situation to them from A to Z. That ends Alien and we get Final Destination. And the Final Destination marker is in the southwestern corner down there. So I'm going to run down there and I'll see you guys here in a second. All right, once you get down to the area where the Final Destination is, there's usually a zombie camp right here. But you're going to come near this truck right here and there's some stairs down. You're going to go down in the cellar here. And then if it loads... You have to get a little bit of psi. You're going to start taking damage from somebody. But if you build your psi up a little bit, you can see the actual enemy here. Otherwise, you can't do damage to him. I shot the shit out of him earlier with a protector, and he took no damage until he was visible. So you need to get over, it seems like 1,000 psi. Do I have anything that has psi? Let's take that off. And once you're done with that, you just have to kill one bloodsucker and one dog, apparently. You come to the door over here, send the message to Obel, open the door. And somebody said if you walk through here, the psi goes away, but it did not. But that's fine. We're going through the portal now. Okay, going through the portal reduces your psi down to 0. Once you're here, you can go upstairs on either side. And you're going to the control room over here. You're going to talk to this fella named the Caretaker. Greetings to you here, Seeker. At the border of the decay. That's what you're called by those who memories hold you dear, is it not? Behind me stands the guard who keeps the peace of the Atlantean holding up to the fragile sky. I'm his caretaker. You have many questions for me, ask them. I'll try to answer. Afterward, we'll decide what to do with you. And you got a few things you can say here. I'm going to ask him who the hell he is. I'm the caretaker. I didn't choose the title for myself, but it goes very well with my last name. I am a teacher and a mentor. I help the witness of the decay escape their inevitable doom. The decay is coming, and only we can be saved. We are chosen by the algorithm and taught how to use memory. But you were a miscalculation. I will tell you everything. And tell him, all right, looks like we're in for a long talk. I'll try to answer your questions. Alas, you will not be able to grasp everything I say right away. What is this memory you keep talking about? The fabric of space is the canvas upon which the patterns of the universe are painted. But if it's memory that decides how the paint is applied, how oil or watercolor is absorbed, how thick the thread will be, how fast it will dry, how long it will last, memory conveys the laws of existence to all that is. These rules are constants and variables. In the zone, memory has become jumbled, intertwined. The great Atlanteans are holding back the hole in the canvas, but it keeps tearing. The uniformity of the tension has broken, and the decay is coming. Why do you need this memory? What are you doing with it? Beyond the border of the decay is a vacuum of memories. Light itself doesn't remember how to reflect off space. Memory will be drained from us as there is no surplus. The last remnants of our flesh will forget what it's like to be alive. The trial is a cruel yet elegant way to find the chosen ones and provide the memory with a surplus. Have another question? I'm probably not going to read every fucking one of these. I'm going to be honest with you. What is my role in this? It's hard for me to say this because you've come a long way. Your appearance is the result of an error in the memory configuration algorithm. I realized this when you couldn't decipher the message right away. It's created in such a way that only a specific mind is capable of comprehending it. It has built-in neurolinguistic programming that conveys its essence and idea. What's this algorithm you're talking about? When I discovered the truth about the decay and eruptions, I found the bunker where the usurper of minds of all who had answered the call was hiding, beneath the antennas that were shattering the mind's memories. Using his equipment and research, I was able to calculate the memory configuration I needed to save at least some people. That's how my search began and how it first came to be. You mean, whatever the fuck that name is. I saved the sphere. And that complicated the algorithm's job. I suppose that's where the error came from. The source of memory fracture continues to cause interference, hence the unnecessary casualties, which I do regret. The witness of the decay are not villains, nor are we a cult craving the apocalypse. We know it is inevitable, and we just want to survive. True, our methods may be controversial to the uninitiated, but we lack the means and resources to explain it to everyone. The Ark could not have held everyone. In our case, we ourselves are the Ark. I'm going to tell them enough questions. Agreed, I've answered everything I could. Now we will proceed with the decision. The decay is inevitable. You will see more of its omens. Guards like the one behind me can no longer protect the Atlanteans. We want to save as many as we can. We go beyond the border of decay. Yes, we will have to continue our arduous work. The search for and testing of the chosen. But such are the axioms. What will you decide? And you got three things. You can say, can I go with you? I'm blessed after all. Or, okay, go beyond the border and I better not see you again. Or do you really think I'm going to let a bunch of psycho killers go? I sided with him on my last guy, so we're going to tell him the last one here. We're going to say, do you really think I'm going to let a bunch of psycho killers go? Alas, so be it. I'm not a fighter or a warrior. I'm a scientist and a teacher. And your fate will be decided by the strongest of the persecutors, Neuro. Farewell, Seeker. Your memory will serve a higher purpose. Tell him we'll see about that, and here comes Neuro. Neuro steps out from behind the caretaker. His movements are slightly jerky and rushed, but he still doesn't have time to draw his weapon before a shot rings out from somewhere behind, hitting the ceiling. Obel emerges from the shadows, greeting you with a short nod. He heads straight for the persecutor. So it's Neuro, eh? Or is it still my friend Nerve? Come on, I recognize you. You always move like that when you're wound up. What a twist. Neuro is silent, and Obel continues in a more confident tone. You disappeared so suddenly, I was looking for all these damn cultists for your sake. I wanted to save you, and to save the rest of the guys too. And you're with them? What the hell, Nerve? My friend would never have stooped to a cruel, senseless murder. Your friend is gone. I've changed. I'm initiated to the truth of the decay. You are just information static, taking up space in the memory. You must be erased. That ends the darkness, and we get Alien in 2 battles. And I don't know... Is that the enemy? That is the enemy. Oh, shit, biscuits. Wait, why are there more? I thought there was only one. Herdsman. He's got a foul? Okay, well, this is gonna suck. Okay, so apparently if you're fighting... Wait. Did it bug out and I had to fight both of them for some reason? This may not be doable. Holy shit. I'm going upstairs. Fuck that guy. Oh my god. The fucking... How do you turn that thing off? That thing sucks. Now, if you have decent guns, this is probably not bad. But I have terrible guns for this. Your gun's probably the issue. It's probably not helping. Jesus, he is moving around super sporadically. Holy shit. Artifacts aren't that great. I mean, I've got a scallop and a golden prima than a fucking bracelet. So yeah, no. Definitely not that great. Plus the fact that he just does a ton of damage. I don't know if this would be doable with my armor. Even if he was... But I don't know if this is doable with my current gear, regardless of my gun I'm using. This seems to be the best so far that we've had. Okay, the stairs might be the play. Because as long as I'm here, he seems to not be throwing as many grenades. He is healing, though. At least while I'm lying down, he's having a lot harder time hitting me. Okay, that seems to be the play. Go halfway up the stairs, and if you're getting torched, just lay down. Stop, don't kill him. I'm sure my friend is still in there behind all the cultist nonsense. He must have a shred of sanity left in him. Lower your weapon. Friend, ghosts of the past are a parasitic value that the decay is about to sweep away. You're standing in the way of a raging torrent, Obel. Step aside and let me reach the source. Reach salvation. The source, nerve, this is the zone. Anomalies, mutants, eruptions, physics. No mysticism, no source. You made a cult out of physics and believe you know how to master it, but you don't. You both see the symptoms, but you're blind to the disease. What you call an eruption is just a final chord, a cleansing before the next cycle. We're preparing to cross over while you cling to your flawed reality. You're trying to drag me down with you. Okay, we got two things we can tell them. You can either tell them the caretaker painted a pretty fairy tale to justify the brutal murders, or cross over to where have you even thought about what's on the other side of the border? I'm gonna tell them the top one. The murders aren't the goal, they're the means. Memory isn't infinite. It's cluttered with junk that accelerates the decay. This isn't the caretaker's teachings, this is the truth, and you are no match for it. Obel, this is pointless. He's been completely brainwashed. No belief can justify mass murder. Obel is silent for a long time, unable to accept what's happening. Finally, he forces the words out. You're right, there's nothing left of my friend in him. I really just wanted to believe there was. While you and Obel are talking, Neuro raises his weapon to the last bit of strength. You catch it on the corner of your eye, but you don't have time to react. You watch out. Obel, who's closer to Neuro than you are, reacts faster. A shot rings out, and Neuro's body falls to the floor. Thanks, he almost shot me. The caretaker, who's been observing your conversation with detachment, places a hand on his weapon. You are informational static, poisoning the memory of the zone. It is not for you to raise a hand against the chosen. And we get no country for old men to battle. So now we have to fight again? Oh shit, he's fast. Did he fall through the floor? He did fall through the floor. He's annoying is what he is. Oh, shit. Oh, I don't have med kits. That's the problem. I was like, fuck, why am I taking so much? No, you stay down there, bitch. I hate enemies that move all sporadically like this, like they don't know. Oh, I'm out of fucking ammo too. Chill out, bro. Okay, that's it. It's all over, damn it. I thought they were impossible to kill. Where are we? What is this place? There's some kind of device here, according to the cult leader, is very important. This may be an unpopular opinion, but this thing gives off, I don't know. You know, sometimes you see something in the zone and realize it's best to just leave it alone. Thought of the day. Blow this damn passage to hell so not a single living soul can ever find this place. Maybe this is where the cultists finally went off the deep end. But if you want to look around, don't take too long, okay? I'm going to say I want to look around for a second. There is a computer here that I can interact with. Lines of various data scroll across a rather old monitor. Below the screen, only one key is lit up. Diagnostics. Oh, shit, okay. Data and values begin to appear on the screen, most of which are impossible for you to make out. Warning, critical wear detected in the quantum storage cluster. Please contact maintenance personnel. Status details. Integrity of quantum data cluster compromised. The integrity of quantum storage compromised. Operation cannot be completed. Power redistributed to the other Max system devices. That completes the thing, and we get the best offer. We can still do stuff. So center connection details. Currently down. Protocol operator engaged. Awaiting signal from whatever that is. I think all the rest of this is just flavor text. Leave. All right, let's talk to him. So you have everything you wanted to see. Can we get out of here? Yep, let's get out of here. And if you side with him, you get the decay paint. Which, let's look. What would it look like on the car box? Okay, that actually looks pretty good. And eventually I'll be using the missionary. Right now I'm rocking the fog hunters. Where's that at? Not bad. If you decide to not help the duty guy in the last fight and you side with Caretaker, I think his name was, after you kill the duty guy, you'll get these paints instead. You'll get the defector paints, which we'll look at it on. Here we go. We'll look at it on the Zivkos because it shows a lot of it. It's essentially just a nucleus or an atom or whatever it is, a dark reddish black pattern. Not bad looking. I kind of like the other one more. And then for the weapon, I'm sorry, we'll look at it on the QBU because that's actually what I'm using on my QBU right now. I actually like the weapon paint, this specific one on the QBU. I think it looks pretty good. Some of the placement of the nucleuses, like right there where it's pretty easy to see. There's one right there. There's one on top of the optic that's pretty easy to see. So I kind of like this paint. Not so much the armor paint, but the weapon paint I kind of do like. That's the two you get if you choose to side with Caretaker and kill the duty guy. You also get 250,000 rubles, 30 parts, 15 tools, 10 epi, 10 unstable batteries, 5 alkables, and 30 catalysts. He says, agreed. I'll take my friend's body and find a place to bury him. I'll set the explosives on my way out, and I'll figure out what to tell my guys. We made a pretty good team. It proves there's an exception to every rule. Nerve used to say that a lot. Thanks for the help. I hope we don't meet again on the battlefield. And apparently you have to talk to him twice to teleport. So that is it. Unless they add more to it in the future, that is all for that. I thought it gave you season points, but apparently it does not. No, I guess you don't get any season points for this, which that is kind of crappy. I thought you got something for this. All right, so that's going to do it for this quest line. There's not much more to it than that. The worst part is trying to find a signal. If you go to Dead City or Graveyard, you probably have a little bit better of a time. I think other people are going to start figuring that out, so you may even have trouble there. Other than that, the only thing left to do for the mushroom event is to farm up these actual achievements. Most of these are done just by randomly running into things in the zone. It is just as simple as running around, running into the new mobs that spawn, and you have to kill them. They do spawn more at night, it seems. So if you're not having any luck find them, wait till nighttime and then run around inflow or mines. They can also spawn in the lower level area where your base is, like Barrier or Temple Swamps, etc. They can spawn there. It's just a much lower spawn rate, it seems. So, but with that being said, I appreciate you guys for hanging out. If this video was helpful, drop a like, comment, and subscribe for more in the future. And I hope you guys have a good one, and I will catch you all in the next video. You guys take it easy.